Okay, hey, I'm back to you. I had a few people make comments, great comments. I got to tell you, one guy sat there. I was talking to him about. I was doing a video on how a guy was taking all the face paper off the butt joints, and I was like, oh no, he's ruining the drywall. Well, I got a comment on my videos. This other guy said, hey, I saw the exact same video, thought the exact same thing. And I had mentioned on how I use a product, I just use polyurethane to fix the face paper if it's damaged too badly. He came back and told me there's a product out there called Guard. I believe it's made by Rust-Oleum. I searched it. You can find it at Home Depot, not Home Depot. You can find it at Ace Hardware, and you can find it at Menards. And it's a clear coat, and it's a water-based product for fixing the face paper, damaged face paper on drywall. So I researched it, and I thought, that's great. That is absolutely great. I mean, I just did some stuff here, but I wasn't trying to fix the face paper. I wasn't trying to fix the face paper. I was trying to seal the wall up so the moisture can't penetrate it. So it's called Guard, and it's made by Rust-Oleum. I want to give a good kudos out to the guy who gave me that information. I am going to use that product. It looks really good, and I am going to use that product if I need to. So thank you. Wish I had his name right now. But I'm here to talk to you about pre-filling again. Because I get a lot of comments on pre-filling. Somebody said, well, you only have to pre-fill the big gaps. You only have to do this. You only have to do that. Well, yes and no. I mean, you don't need to pre-fill everything for a nice product. But if I did not pre-fill everything, and I had extensive settlement cracks, or I had problems, I mean, I've had USG completely pay me to redo 3 houses because of their products. Their products were messed up, and they paid me to redo 3 houses. 3 houses in 40 years is phenomenal. Trust me, USG's got a great product. All of the other companies, they never even gave me the time of day. I mean, I had problems once with Celotex drywall, and I gave them a call, trying to get them out there. I couldn't even get them out on the job site. I had to fix the problem myself because I couldn't get them there. I couldn't get them there to show me what was going on with this drywall and to pay me to fix their product because their product was messed up. So I kind of stay away from Celotex now. I stay away from a lot of the different drywall companies, but I still like Sheetrock brand USG. I still think that's the best product out there. But if I had extensive settlement cracks and I called them out and they took a sample of my drywall and they found no Durabond in any of the seams, even though they're small seams and they found no Durabond, it becomes my problem. Not their problem, my problem. Even if they had a problem with their mud, they're going to sit there and say, well, Ray, you didn't do it to our manufacturer's specifications. You didn't do it to our manufacturer's specifications. Becomes my problem. So as long as I do it the way they tell me to, I've got the entire Sheetrock USG company standing behind me, especially if I'm using their Durabond, their taping mud, their topping, their drywall. As long as I'm using all of their products, I can guarantee all of this work. I have no problems guaranteeing it, because if I do have major problems, chances are it's my cameraman who messed up. Chances are. No, chances are it's a material defect. And if there's a material defect and you're doing it your way and not their way, guess what? It becomes your problem, not their problem. Trust me, had I done it my way and they showed up and they found no pox in my mud, because they can tell if I put no pox in my mud. Oh, you put an additive in your mud, Ray, that negates our guarantee on this. It's your problem again. So had I done anything to alter what their specifications are, it becomes my problem. Now, truthfully, in the lifetime of doing this, it probably would have only cost me maybe $10,000 or $15,000. In over 40 years, that's not bad. It really isn't bad. But still, that's $10,000 or $15,000 that they paid me now to fix their product. So I got an extra $10,000 to $15,000 to fix what they had a problem with. And that is wonderful. I had another guy call me up and he basically said, hey, the house is 10 years old. We've removed the drywall. There is no more settlement in this house whatsoever. We just removed this stuff. We're going to be just replacing the drywall on top of the old existing studs. Do I still need to pre-fill? And my comment to him was, once you remove the drywall, hey, look around in this room. This bathroom's been here, well, this is new actually, but these outside walls have been here for over 100 years. They didn't reframe up this wall. It's been here for over 100 years. This is Durabond in here. The minute they removed this drywall or the plaster from this, whatever moisture's in the air starts soaking right into this wood. So even if this plaster and drywall was removed for a couple of weeks, you could put a moisture meter on this wood right here and it's going to have a reading. It might be small, 5 or 10%. It might be small, but you are still going to have a moisture reading on this drywall, or these studs. They would have still expanded. And then you put the drywall on, they are going to shrink again. My comment to him was, if you're not guaranteeing the work, don't worry about it. Don't pre-fill. If you're just in there and just slapping it up and you don't care and you're not going to guarantee it and you could care less what it's going to look like in a year from now because you're out of there. Then don't bother pre-filling it. It's not necessary. But if you plan on standing behind your work and standing behind on what you're doing and being able to sit there and say, at one of my videos, we went to a basement that I had done 20 years ago. And I only had a couple of corner bead cracks. There was nothing. Nobody's touched that basement since I did it 20 years ago. And there was nothing to do in there. All of the seams were still perfect. There were no nail pops. The corner bead was in great shape. It looked great. Even the homeowners were still, yeah, this basement looked great. But they took out the grid ceilings and they put drywalled ceilings in there. And that's what I was back there doing, just doing the ceilings. They didn't want the grid anymore and the drop tiles. They wanted drywall. But it looked great because it was done according to what they told me I should be doing it and how I should be doing it. So again, if you don't care and you're not guaranteeing it, don't pre-fill. It's not necessary. It's only do the big holes, the big cracks and stuff like this. But if you do want to stand behind your work, if you do want to sit there and say, hey, I will guarantee this for at least a year or more, pre-fill it. You won't be disappointed. You are going to have 80% less settlement cracks, 80% less. That's huge, especially in a big house. You know, some of the houses that I've worked on were 800-900 sheets of drywall, 800-900 12-foot sheets of drywall. And think about it, if I had 80% more settlement cracks, oh my gosh, I'd be in that house for 3 weeks fixing nail pops and settlement cracks. Truthfully, once they came out with the tape-on corner bead, I never go back. I'd never get a call back on a brand new home to go fix settlement cracks because this is where 90% of my settlement cracks were on the old nailed down corner bead. Once it went to tape on, they don't call me anymore. I just don't even look back at all anymore. But it's hard. Since the recession, I've just kind of gotten into remodeling now and I can't get back into the new construction. That's where I really like to do the work. It takes this away. The new construction gives me more work and I can get rid of this. In this remodeling, it's harder to get rid of this because it's so cut up and you don't have to work as hard. So, well, you know what? It's just some information. I was just getting a lot of messages and emails, and I just wanted to make that clear that you remove the drywall, moisture gets back into the wood as soon as the drywall is removed. It's going to expand, it's still going to contract, even if it's old studs. And if you pre-fill everything, the companies who are making the drywall products and making all of the stuff are going to stand behind you 100%, and you're not going to be out there on your own. You have a great day. Hey, I want to thank you for watching. I hope it's educational. I hope you've learned something.
So if you really like what you see, please subscribe.